Let me show you this image. If you first saw this image, what did you think? Honestly, tell me. You'd think it's some cancer, right? Well, so did many other users doing Twitch.tv. Twitch and over-sexualization have pretty much always been hand in hand. Hell, I remember watching some commentary videos going over problematic they were back in 5th grade. Now it seems like these controversies are becoming more and more mainstream. Obviously, when the average amount of videos are at the forefront, SD pink sparkles, etc., etc. And that's what I'll be going over today, the two behind the most well-known over-sexualized wave of streamers. Meet Amouranth and IndieFoxx, the two are considered to be the head of this meta. The two are seen as rivals in the content they post in the Twitch community. The rivalry becomes more interesting when you look through and realize the history they both have. But before that, let's start from the beginning, the very beginning. Born in Houston, Texas, the young Caitlin Michelle Starry Ghost started working in the costume department of the Houston Grand Opera in Ballet, where she acted as a Disney princess. During high school, she was a theater kid, and impressively enough, after she got out of high school, she made her own company. Growing up, she had a strong liking for Halloween, which she loved and loved cosplay. She even won a contest for Zelda through her aunt's help. And through the rabbit hole of cosplaying, she found Twitch after getting a personal invite to a new creative section. But later on in MM's career, you can find her doing Let's Plays and standard gaming content on Twitch, which, interestingly enough, is not sexualized. In order to stand out, she also added roleplaying to her videos, which were thrilled with her cosplaying. As Amouranth went on, her career got more and more sexual. Afterwards, she started working on more non-gaming content, with Malware, Charpers, React to Cosplayers still being one of her highest watched videos. Life wasn't all daisies and roses for Amouranth, though. She got bullied in her earlier days for following her interests and hobbies.
Back when we grew up, chat, it wasn't cool to be a nerd. And so I got made fun of for liking Pokemon and carrying my Nintendo DS around and collecting cards and playing video games and watching anime. And girls picked on me. Girls are really mean. They're like, you like the stuff boys like. Like, ew. And so I just got bullied a lot.
Luckily, your dad helped her out by giving her fantastic advice.
And my dad was like, you know what? If somebody doesn't like you, that's their loss. You're allowed to like what you like, and it says more about them if they don't accept stuff that doesn't hurt anybody. If they can't accept the fact that you have your own interests and are your own person, then they're just not worthy to be your friend. I'm like, oh shit.
Little did Amouranth know, the same piece of advice would help her on later in her career on Twitch, with the hundreds of unproductive hate comments. Her dad was also fine with the content she created as well. Mom, however, was a different story. Can't blame her. Even today, many still don't know about Twitch. But when Amouranth announced to her that she was making $1 million a year at the time, she changed her mind. In fact, you might wonder what Amouranth would do with $1 million a year. The answer is she wants to build an animal shelter, but for that she needs her passive income than past her active income, the main focus of the shelter being dogs. She even stated that one of her dream goals was to help horses from getting euthanized. Being a streamer for as long as herself, she's been through many controversies, even one with PewDiePie. But the main one people are drawn to is her supposed marriage with Nick Lee. Many believe so, with the main piece of evidence being from CC Lurk, our website detailing marriages. And also, I can't find a single thing that's confirming it. On top of that, I found posts on Facebook where Amouranth responding to Lee. And this video made by the L of the Day, who showed off Amouranth hanging out with Lee around 3 years ago. However, with someone who currently streams almost half a day, a partner seems very unlikely. That's not even counting on work on other websites. Also, many have stated that Amouranth didn't have to go down the road she went down. I disagree, because for someone with a goal like Amouranth, the revenue that other content creators getting isn't close to what Amouranth needed. IndieFoxx regrets, formerly known as Jenna Cat, asked by comparison what fewer sources to go off of. The very first video she posted was a vlog with her cutting her hair, with a guest appearance from her dog Bear, the same name as Amouranth's dog. Interestingly enough, she went over a story of a run-in she had with a waiter, which she didn't want to tip her but that she felt guilty so she did, along with saying that she wished she could be a bit more meaner. After that, she continued her career, pretty standard covers of advice and so on. She also co-owns a brand with Roscoe Paul's code Desert Drive. They only released 2 songs, but I put them in the description below because they're actually pretty solid. Looking back before all that, you can see her with Soda Poppin', Wreckful Dog like a nice Poseidon. All these interactions with the chat calling her a leech and other various words, which still have stuck with IndieFoxx to this day. Some even speculated that this is why she changed her name. But I think we're all waiting for the real part of IndieFoxx's backstory. Who could forget the infamous tweet going over her take about being overly sexual on Twitch? Some other sources have stated that IndieFoxx may have gotten a bit more personal as well.
2016, and she did pole dancing. Believe it or not, this person came into my chat, judged me as an e-thought, and left.
This hypocrisy led to major criticism of IndieFoxx, saying she went down a route of hot tubbing for easy money because her music career didn't blow up. IndieFoxx then responded with how her getting bullied by Twitch audiences was to blame. In all fairness, a lot could change in 2 years. But weirdly enough, this doesn't explain the reason why she now follows so many sexualized content creators. It's in digging I spotted some interesting content creators following her. Starting almost 1 year ago, IndieFoxx started streaming with a whole new look. You might be wondering how is this allowed, or I don't think Twitch is supposed to be used like this. You see, lingerie is banned on Twitch, but swimsuits, if used in an area of water, are completely allowed. Using this loophole, if a streamer wanted to, they could bring a hot tub in their streaming rooms, thus allowing them to stream with a bikini in the comfort of their own homes. IndieFoxx's first spark in popularity was with Jake and Mike watching her stream, causing a huge post on LSF, a subreddit made to discuss and talk about streamers and streaming-related things, which presumably led to a ban. According to LSF, she blamed it on Jake and Mike for popularizing the clip. The two, however, have seemingly made
I'm just saying. Twitch has fucked me up.
Twitch doesn't tell its users why they got banned, which is something that even Amouranth herself complained about, so everything here is just speculation. A few days later in February, IndieFoxx got banned again for 3 days. Similarly, we can assume that since IndieFoxx didn't change up her routine, the exact same reason the ban must apply. After that, she got banned another time for spreading her legs a bit too far, only getting banned for just a day. She even got an insider article written on her. IndieFoxx then got banned again for telling her Twitch chat that whoever could give her 100 subs, aka $500, would gain the VIP status in her chat. At the time of recording, IndieFoxx's second and last ban was alongside Amouranth. It was very clear Twitch was banning them this time around to send a message to cool down their content. But here's the issue: who's to say that they wouldn't come back again just with a different meta? Will the same process loop? When will this end? Well, Twitch had something else up their sleeves. They then decided to permanently ban IndieFoxx but leave Amouranth alone, likely due to the former's bans being a bit more common. Honestly, I personally feel bad for IndieFoxx and agree with NMP's sake on it, but IndieFoxx herself seems to be fine.
IndieFoxx is finally banned. No, I don't really take pleasure in seeing someone else fail. No, to be honest. But all I can say is she's not talking that mad shit on Twitter after bragging about getting a 3-day ban. You know, now she's not really talking that mad shit. So, you know, life hits you fast. It really does. Yeah.
You could argue that controversy helped IndieFoxx rather than harming her. According to a tweet from her, thanks to the 200k on Twitch tonight, 12k on Twitter, and 45k on IG. Crazy appreciated. My mind is blown. Lol. All these perfect numbers are so weird. We also almost hit 100k in followers this month. A double what took me 4 years to put in 1 month. What the F? Her clips were the talk of the tower after all. Most major streamers were the least reacting to her. This bumped her up to the second most popular sexualized streamer on Twitch, second only to Amouranth. This is proved by the Twitch LSV3, where you can see their bubbles which represents their viewer count. According to the LS, they also have a very high viewership overlap too. Both streamers' bubbles are also considerably higher than their competition as well.
Fox, I think literally it is Amouranth and IndieFoxx. If these two didn't exist, people wouldn't even have known there was a hot tub meta. That's my honest opinion. And me.
Remember how I said that IndieFoxx and Amouranth were pushing the limits extremely hard? Amouranth especially was going in with an average stream being 10 hours long. She credits her work ethic to how she's still fairly young, and will only be able to do this once. Another great example of this is her buying out every single Pickle Rick Foley just to make sure IndieFoxx doesn't buy any. Hell, she even went through the entire podcast on the hot tub. Most people who dislike Amouranth could at least respect her work ethic. But let's get back on topic. IndieFoxx's insults got a little bit more direct, where a long OnlyFans post detailing her sheer dislike for Amouranth, which luckily for me was read up by one Maya Higgy on the Housewives podcast, where her and other notable content creators went through in detail on how the hot tub girls affected Twitch, such as the fall of creepy users.
Seeing another streamer copy my stream verbatim to my changing outfits, to my overlays, to my stream titles, everything, even my outfit styles, is disturbing, makes me sick to my stomach. Stealing my creativity because they're a bot with no ideas of their own. They pretend to be my friend, lies, greed, this bitch is a millionaire. They copy my whole stream. Actually, shameless scum. Like, get your own vibe. You have 2 million.
This is
make
what
your own
IndieFoxx
content,
tweeted out, by the way.
disgusting thief. Apparently, she even stole from Pink Sparkles too. I'm sorry, but they stole from the wrong Fox. Straight at my slot. Minded my own business, invented my own thing. But anyway, I'm done. We gonna decimate this lying bitch. Which, that sentence in itself is probably something that you shouldn't say. I don't know. I read that and I was like, ooh,
yeah,
damn. I don't care if I'm the
this has to
underdog.
be
I'm just a better person. Like, I'm literally no one. Are you fucking kidding me? Boys, we moving the day time slot and we're gonna fuck her numbers up. Give me time. I'm only 2 months into the e-girl thing, but I'm done. Nothing I hate more than a liar, selfish scumbag. This is ruthless and gross. No wonder every e-girl hates her.
While IndieFoxx's post got put on their flag because let's be real, the idea wasn't original in the first place. Looking at the person who originated bed streaming came in and said that by that logic, IndieFoxx stole her idea, making her a hypocrite. But this time, we can't give her the benefit of the doubt. Other streamers said stuff like this too. But then Amouranth then responded with a DM from way back in 2017 where IndieFoxx complained about her being too sexual. With IndieFoxx's take being so aggressive, she doesn't really sound like someone who started an OnlyFans bullying. While conversing, the Housewives ended on this take of the meta.
On stream and like take a banana and shove the whole thing in my mouth at one time And I said, that's just how I eat bananas. Like, imagine looking at me and being like, oh, well, you know, like, like that kind of thing. If you're going to make an excuse for that and say that the reason that you're doing that is because that's just how I eat bananas, I have a problem with that. And then it leads to people coming in my chat saying, you're lying on that patio furniture fully clothed in a t-shirt and sweats because you're being shameless.
There's also ties in with the Twitch community's higher favor of Amouranth over other Hottubbers. On top of that, would have helped from a few collabs as well that showed the big goal of the sanctuary she was making it way easier to empathize with her. Obviously, with the huge controversy that was the Hottub meta, many content creators should adopt on it, and the general consensus was it was all Twitch's fault and they should get out stricter punishments, where certain other content creators had more interesting ideas. A lot of content creators started doing their own Hottub streams in order to join with the meta, my personal favorite being Jake and Bake. Many content creators suspected that IndieFoxx and Amouranth were banning controversies reviews. This led to the idea that they were getting banned on purpose. If you think about it, this could make sense, as Twitch wasn't dealing out any severe punishments at the time. So technically they could get banned, gain a large spike of popularity of their OnlyFans boom too. Some content creators argued against the idea of getting banned on purpose, however. It seemed to be the case, big emphasis on same, but Amouranth has since then
yourself
shut down
like
this theory.
towing the line of their TOS purposely for fun, or do you really try to stay away from
I
getting in
actually
trouble?
try to stay away from it. It's just so vague that they just decide to get you whenever. I think the
Yeah.
last time I got banned, actually, for 3 days, they wouldn't tell me why.
Now most Twitch chatters watching the saga of events unfold remain nice and polite, but as always the minority took it too far.
What have been some of the ways that you've been attacked online?
Oh, I'll get like death threats all the time. People like, I'm gonna kill your family, or I'm gonna come in and kill you, like I'm gonna go to your barn and poison your horses.
Does any of it faze you?
It used to, and at this point, I think it's all just like hot air. Anybody who has the resources to actually make these kinds of things happen typically don't have enough time or the desire to hate people online in a chat room.
Similar but not as extreme examples of hate happen on IndieFoxx's side, but we'll talk about that later. After many content creators went through their takes, many companies seemed to notice and got very worried, leading to a very quick response from Twitch. All this caused the polls and beaches section to be made. Many streamers seemed to be fine with the changes, and luckily the deal wasn't just good on paper, and hot tubbing became less and less common, as it wasn't directly on the main page. However, then something else happened. One popularity of hot tubbing seemingly dropped afterwards another meta popped up, being the ASMR meta. But I was mostly short-lived due to IndieFoxx, with Amouranth's previous ban decided to pull back in the absurdity of her stream. When IndieFoxx pushed even further with a far goal for getting $1,750 from one stream. We don't know if this was the case, but it seemed to trigger a ban from Twitch, and this one seemed to be a little bit more permanent. IndieFoxx's partnership was relatively lost. Along with this, IndieFoxx seemed to be a lot more serious, we don't always shout out in sight. After all this, the Hottub plus ASMR meta seemingly cooled down to a point that left many streamers happy. But what many don't talk about is what happened to IndieFoxx and Amouranth after the Hottub meta. Both are currently going through similar struggles, but there's still a lot of differences. IndieFoxx is now permanently banned on Twitch, saying if she goes back to Twitch, she won't get treated the same. A lot of IndieFoxx's previous haters still haven't let go, mass fragging on TikTok. Luckily, she seems to be safe now with it being her most consistent content source. She can be found happily selling NFTs with her old Twitch channel. Amouranth is still pushing content on Twitch with the latest Twitch Alex proving this. She also seems to be partaking more interviews such as advice over H3H3, making good use of her popularity. She's also one of the main streamers expanding themselves past Twitch, buying a gas station, a pool toy company, and a Circle K. Honestly, there's no content creator like her. At very first glance, you'll find your average just chatting girl, but if you're people, you'll find one of the smartest and hardworking people in the industry. Her latest project at the time of writing being a music video purposely made to be cringy they got on reviews. And with IndieFoxx being steadily forgotten, I think it's clear we have a winner.